Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is. I do hope it finds you well. And I'm coming to you here on another Monday to talk a little bit about mental health because I'm an author. My name is John, and I am a fan of alliteration. And yeah, being that it's the first day of a new month, happy April Fool's Day for any that celebrates. Also, yesterday was Trans Day of Visibility. Want to say for myself personally, I can definitely consider myself an ally, and I want to say I see you, I appreciate you, whatever form that takes for you, and I am working hard to learn and understand and unlearn. I feel like that's more important. All the misinformation that our society puts out there. Also, yesterday was Easter for any of those who celebrate that. But starting off with a new month, I figured I'd do a little bit of a check in on my mental health. That's always a important thing to do, I personally feel. Of course, as well as getting like a check in with yourself. I always encourage everyone who's going through something, having any kind of, not even going through something, that anyone who has any concerns or any kind of struggles, big or small, with their mental health, please reach out for help, whatever form that takes, whether that be friends, family, professional therapy, a psychiatrist, or doctor for a medication change, whatever form that takes. I encourage you to take that because we are all in this together and we should help each other out. Um, yeah, in terms of how I'm doing fairly well, I would say, on my mental health journey. One thing that definitely helping is now that the days are getting longer, and we are having more days of some wonderful sunlight. That's doing wonders for my mental health. Also, same thing, being able to at least some days open some windows, air my house out, get some airflow going. Just, I mean, winter can be a very, as well as the darkness and gloom of the shorter days here in the northern hemisphere. Anyway, the shorter days, the darker. Well, any hemisphere. It's just winter's a different time of year, but the shorter days of winter in general, gloom and the rain and the snow and the everything, plus having to keep your houses shut up for the cold, so things get sort of stale and stagnant, can be really taxing on the mental health. So, really having some sunlight and longer days and being able to open up windows and air out the house is just absolutely lovely. Um, uh, on the flip side of that, of course, especially in an area like the Pacific Northwest where I live, it's the wonderful return of spring also means the pollen count is certainly climbing precipitously. And more in Keeley for me, I happen to be one of those lucky or unlucky people who happens to be allergic to mold in this time of year where, we're on the warmer side for a few days, and then we're on the colder side for a few days, and we're rainy for a few days, and then we're dry for a few days. Sends the mold count absolutely through the stratosphere. So on and off, my sinuses have been bothering me with, you know, headaches and pressure, and it feels like my eyes are going to pop out of my socket, and drainage, and I mean, and that sort of signals one of the areas where mental and physical health are related to each other, because I'm often left this time of year with either dealing with the sinus pain and pressure and nasal drainage, or taking medication for that, which tends to, let's just say, infect my stomach. I won't go into graphic details about that, but and that can be very taxing on my mental health, not infrequently. So yeah, it's sort of a mixed bag type of year, and I'm really only in the last couple of years realizing how much like my sinus pain, pressure, allergies have really tend to really be an impact on my overall mental health. Um, Aside from those external impacts, I feel like I'm working on building up some good behaviors. I've been making these videos now for 4 or 5 weeks now that I've been getting these videos up regularly. I'm trying to do more like social media posts. That's coming along a little slower, but one thing at a time. I'm now almost 2 months into writing consistently every one of my weekend days. I'm working out usually about my goal is always 4 days a week, but 3 days a week. So I'm building up some good habits. And I've definitely seen some positive impacts from that for my mental health. And I'm just working on, I'm playing around with not so much the dosage, but when and how I take a couple of my medications to have their full effect, particularly the medication I'm on for my ADHD. Being a stimulant does mean that I can't take it every single day because the body builds up tolerance to that type of thing. So I need to give it a break. So I'm sort of playing around with when and how I do that break for maximum effectiveness. And I'd say really the big thing I'm working on, and it's certainly a work in progress, is figuring out sort of the times of day and the areas where the medication isn't as effective, or things that trigger me having more struggles with my ADHD, anxiety, and depression, and working on for those times, sort of recognizing those times when they happen. Like, my sinuses are particularly bad, or it's late enough in the evening that the medication's no longer really in my system so much. That I'm working on building up some positive coping skills to try to work through that and just be my true authentic self and not sink into being my anxiety or shutting down or being a robot or being easily zoning out or being distracted, or all the things that had negative impacts on my life when I let them get out of hand or I'm not properly watching out for them. But yeah, we're trying to find. Other than that, the other thing it's trying to find that magic balance, particularly on weekends, of being productive as well as relaxing. With And it's just a balance. If I'm too productive, I feel like I didn't get a chance to relax, get a proper weekend. If all I do is sit on the couch, as much as that's fun sometimes, and don't do anything productive, I feel unproductive, and then I haven't done anything. Especially with one thing with having a house is it's a never-ending upkeep on that. But currently working on, probably for the next few weekends, doing a little bit, couple hours here every weekend, getting sort of our yard prepped and ready for the spring, getting things cleaned off, cleaned out, getting yard furniture out, and just making it so that we are able to get out and enjoy the sunshine when we have sunshine. And oh, is the sunshine lovely when we get the opportunity to have that. So, um, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking at here. As I mentioned, gonna try to be a little more on top of posting either little short clips or getting more stuff out for promoting my books. That is sort of my, I think, goal for April, on a professional level, as well as continuing on writing and continuing to make good progress on my third book, When Gods Do Meddle. I would encourage you all to go check out on Amazon my two books that I already have published, The Shadow of the Past and In the Sun Burned Red. Both of them are available there. Please check out my websites posted below, as well as My socials, give me a follow on there. How are you all doing this fine April 1st? I hope the weather is as nice as it is for me here today. Or if not, that you get some nice sunny spring weather sometime soon. But yeah, how are you doing? How's your mental health doing? Are you, happy that we're getting into spring? Do you struggle with allergies and, all that fun stuff? Um, yeah, but for the moment, I do hope you all have a wonderful day, that you get the opportunity to do or experience something creative, and I'll catch you on the next one.